Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Ayanda. Welcome to Actually Let's Talk About It. To our new listeners, hi. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. I'm really excited for you to hear what I have to say. Take it or leave it, it's up to you. And yeah, I want to talk about something that I think is going to be very biased, but it's specifically for women. A woman in corporate. That's what I want to talk about. And it's something that I feel like a lot of women are going to be able to resonate with. Yeah. So most of us, or some of us, are working class now. And, we're clocking in every day, getting that bag or whatever. And I want to talk about the harassment, well, for me, I've experienced at work, and not just, I'm talking about in general, how men are very predatorial, even in the workplace. And I'm sick of this narrative of like, oh my goodness, women be doing the most, they be trying to get attention, they be throwing themselves at men at work, people's husbands, like the whole secretary CEO discourse affair. A lot of people have become very desensitized to unprofessional work affairs at the workplace, right? And unfortunately, there's this assumption that a lot of women are okay with being a quote unquote side chick, mistress, whatever at the workplace. A lot of people are very comfortable with that narrative. A lot of men, let me just say that, assume a lot of women are comfortable with that narrative. And it's very, I don't know, I just feel like it's very sad because it's like, someone's husband be throwing himself at you and you just have to be like, sir, are you okay? Are you all right? It's a rant, but also I think it's just we need to have this conversation of why men, working class men, go to work and are actively hunting at work. It's very concerning because they assume that you would be okay with it, or this is something that you would want to do as a woman. You would be okay with it being a sugar baby, mistress, whatever, in the workplace. And hence the whole, she stepped her way to the top, or she stepped her way to get a promotion, etc. I want to shift the perspective from women, or the attention from women, and I want to focus on the men, because I need to understand why this lustful nature just thrives in the workplace. From my personal experience, even from dressing, there are certain ways I dress to avoid that attention, or to avoid that, to avoid being noticed like that, because it gets very uncomfortable when you're being hit on by a boss or by someone from senior management, and you're being hit on. And you have to kind of keep it respectful, keep it cute, keep it classy, but at the end of the day, this is your job. So you have to not say, hey, fuck you, you piece of shit. You have to be like, oh no, I would respectfully decline. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. They try and invite you out for drinks and after work parties and after work link ups. And then you're just like, no, I have the self-control to be like, excuse me, I'm not interested. Thank you very much. But I hate the fact that I have to have that, I have to be guarded, exactly, at work as well. I'm being harassed in the street. I'm being harassed in the club. I'm being harassed in the grocery store. Wherever I am, I'm being harassed. But the fact that that harassment is also in the workplace is something that's just very frustrating as a woman, because you end up just being either self-conscious or, some women, tolerate it, entertain it, are okay with it. And then me, on the other hand, I don't fuck with that. I don't even like the way, if any boss is trying to be kiki haha, a little bit too friendly, a little bit too familiar, I have to check them. And mind you, I'm a junior. It's not like I'm in the same position as them, but the fact that I have to have that spine to do so and be like, nah, nah, nah. It's annoying. So I want to understand what it is with men and the whole promiscuity at work. The lack of professionalism at work. Fine, you want to be a cheater and you want to be a city boy, right? Do it outside of the workplace. Why is it that in a professional setting, it's so prevalent, like it's so common that these bosses have these funny ass affairs with different women that they work with, and they do it for, you know, I feel like sometimes they do it for sabotage purposes, for entertainment purposes, and some of them, if not most of them, just have a problem with lust. They're just lustful men, like, who prey on women who are just trying to do their job, you know? And I hate the fact that us as women, we're vulnerable everywhere. It's already bad enough that we're vulnerable at work, at home, at school, wherever we are. We're just vulnerable in general. But even as an adult, you're just as vulnerable in the workplace. And I think navigating that has been very, you know, has been very eye-opening. I don't think it's challenging, but it's very eye-opening. And I just want to give some advice to women who are, stepping out, starting their corporate lives. The first thing that you need to have is boundaries. Like, you need to be a boundary-oriented person. Don't be that person that wants the attention unnecessarily. Not all attention is good attention, right? So boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. People try and invite you. People try and lure you into their offices. People try and tell you, like, meet me somewhere, or I can take you home. Respectfully decline. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Politely, but be firm about it. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not comfortable with that, right? If it escalates, I believe in snitching, okay? If this persists, I feel like I'm going to escalate this issue to HR. I don't think it's appropriate what you're doing to me. And please note, you'll be seeing an email from me or something like that, right? Have those boundaries so that people don't mess with you. Because unfortunately, we think everybody is a good person out there. Not everyone has your best interests at heart. No one is looking out for you. So you need to constantly look out for yourself as a woman, even in corporate. Make sure you have those boundaries, right? And also understand the protocol in your workplace. Understand who to go to, who handles these issues. So, like I said, you can be like, if it gets out of hand, you know what? I'm escalating this issue to HR. Unfortunately, I cannot work like in this environment. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to be the mean girl at work. Unfortunately, you have to. It's not about you being liked. You don't want a situation where this man blackmails you or sabotages your career and comes between you and your check, okay? So make sure you have boundaries. Number 2, have a life outside of the office. Have a life outside of the office. Most of these men that are harassers or promiscuous perverts, don't actually have a life outside of the office. They don't have hobbies. They don't have a social life outside of their workplace. And they take advantage. They treat the office like a playground. They treat the office like a place where you can do whatever they want. They can enjoy themselves, because that's where they really shine, quote unquote. Do your shenanigans, your enjoyment, your situationships and entanglements outside of the office. Don't do it in the office. Don't do it in the office. Why? It's going to come back and bite you. Let me explain why. If, let's say, you change departments, or if that man decides to entertain another woman, or if you're going to have to work with him 24/7 and then things go sour, especially if you are his side chick, for example, he's a married man, side chick business, what. It gets messy. You get yourself involved in unnecessary mess. And I'm talking about the people who are just starting out their careers, and it's unnecessary for you to start out your career with that type of baggage, in the workplace. Because it'll become very habitual, and before you know it, when you're 40, you'll be just known as that woman who's, you know, passed around at work. And there's no need for that, girl. Stand up. Stand up. Do your shenanigans, do your entanglements, do your situationships, whatever crash out activity you want to do it outside of the office. Do not bring that energy into the office. Please, I beg. Please, even if they try and tempt you and whatever, don't do it. Number 3, understand that nothing comes for free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. There's no such thing. Most of these affairs that happen always come with strings attached, always come with favors, always come with transactions, right? So make sure you're aware that this person is not just hitting on you for the sake of hitting on you. They're hitting on you because they know that they're going to need you. Whether you're working in a different department or in the same department, you will maybe, be able to work overtime for them, or you'll be able to bend the rules for them or break protocol for them. Why? Because they have something over you. They will always have something over you. And most of these men that have been in this industry for a long time, they have an upper hand. Why? They've done it before so many times, so many years experience. 2, they have something to hold over you. So when you're getting into these corporate spaces or these professional spaces, be professional. Don't treat it as an opportunity for you to fuck around and crash out and come between you and your bag, and let this, enjoyment or whatever come between you and getting your bag. Lock in. Remember in my previous episode, lock the fuck in. Have the discipline to be like, okay, you know what? This is not the time. This is not the place for that. And that's fine. Okay? If you think I'm judging you, if you've already done it before, having an affair with bosses and whatever, and you feel like I'm judging you, that's a you problem. I think it just means that you need to work on introspection and find out why you feel judged. Because I'm not judging. I'm literally telling you what exactly happens in the workplace. And if you're not careful, the consequences that come with that, with crash out activity, the consequences that come with that. Have a spine, have a spine, have a spine, have a spine. The goal is not for you to be liked. The goal is for you to just do your job. Be polite, be polite. I'm not saying be a rude ass bitch. Be polite and whatever. That's fine. But also understand that you need to have a spine, and not every man out there cares about you, especially in the workplace. Trust me. They don't give a fuck about you. So if you trying to kiki haha with men at work, I'm talking about the whole secretary, CEO, mistress type of energy. My sister, I don't understand why men behave the way they do. It's still a mystery. I feel like men are just animalistic in nature, and you need to be aware of their tendencies and how they will be selfish no matter what. Given the opportunity to throw you under the bus, they will throw you under the bus. And you are the one who will lose the job, not them. You understand? Let me actually focus on the women because, I hope this helped someone today. This was just a short episode just to explain the nuances that happen at work and how, as people are stepping into these new chapters where they've graduated, grad season, congratulations to people. Some have graduated, some are starting out new jobs and everything. Don't be involved in stupid stories. Don't be in messy stories that involve people's partners and executives and whatever. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay? But I hope you enjoyed this episode and you took something away from it. This is just a big sister talking. Okay? You need to lock the fuck in. Get your money, okay? Work hard. Do your job. Obviously, work smart. Be strategic about your friendships and relationships at work. But keep it professional. So, I have a collaborative episode that is coming out very soon. I was invited to co-host with Tina on the Feminist Bar podcast. I am absolutely excited for you to hear this episode. It's coming out soon. Check out her podcast, the Feminist Bar podcast. I love listening to it. Very interesting topics, and the topic we were discussing was about motherhood, and it's a very personal topic where I guess you guys will be able to learn more and hear more about me. But that episode is coming out soon, and I'll let you know when it's out. But enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy your evening. Shout out to you for listening through, and send this to someone who you think is stepping into corporate and they don't even know what they're getting themselves into, and they need a bit of nuggets about what to look out for, especially as a woman in corporate. Yeah. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Be safe. Bye.